We always stress about shoes. What are the perfect shoes to wear for training, for racing? And I could do an entire book on shoes. I could probably open my own shoe store with all the shoes that I've had over the years. And you know, you could spend a small fortune, but you know, my biggest justification and rationalization, because I'm really good at this when it comes to running, is that a new pair of shoes is cheaper than an MRI, or it's cheaper than a copay, although it depends what your copay is. But it really is worth it to change out your shoes every 300 miles or 3 months, whichever comes first. But I understand also people are in sometimes a financial bind, and you just have to figure out what works for you. When your knees start hurting, sometimes that can be the sign of needing to change out your shoes, and you want to look for a little wearing down of the outside or wherever you wear your shoes down. You'll see, I mean, running shoes today have all these fun little ridges and patterns, so you can really start to see when your pattern is changing and when you need to change out the shoes. So these are my go-to shoes. These are the Nimbus Gel, the Nimbus 14s. I think they're up to 18 or 19 by now. I don't know, it could be into the 20s. But the key to being a long-term runner, and I've learned this from my other running friends, is that you buy shoes either on sale that are last year's shoes. Now these, at the time I am wearing them, they are about 3 or 4 years old in style. But you can find these on eBay, brand spanking new, in a box, for anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 of the original price. So it really is worth it not to be in the latest trends or fashions if money is an issue for you. And I just look all over the place trying to find these, not the ones that have been worn by somebody else, but again, these are brand new. So these are what I train in, and sometimes I do shorter races like 5Ks, or I'll have some sprint shoes like Brooks has a couple of sprinting shoes that I use, like when I did the National Senior Games, and sometimes when I do track events that are local. But if I'm doing longer races, I can't do them like a 10K or anything longer than a 10K, certainly a half marathon or a full marathon. The Hokas are my go-to shoes. And yes, they look like they'd be real clunkers, but they're not. And they're very cushiony, and I know we've gone back and forth, should we do the minimalist thing? And the trend, of course, now is back to more cushion, but you have to figure out what works for you. And I still see people running in minimalist shoes, but long term, I know that since I have visited a number of physical therapists and orthopedic doctors over the years just to check in, they love the minimalist phase because it really has been good for their business in terms of stress fractures and other accidents. Unfortunately, concrete is just about 100 years old or so. Humans were meant to run on softer trails, natural surfaces like the beach, but you know, even then, if you have not gradually made the switch from spending your lifetime in shoes to running more minimalist, you have to take your time or you will get injured. So that's just my little caveat from having stress fracture. My third metatarsal arch a number of years ago, thinking I was doing it the right way, and I read everything and talked to everybody and thought I was doing it gradually. But you just have to figure out how it works best for you. So Hokas come in a number of different lines, models, makes, and they're always updating. Just when you think you have a favorite shoe, they go and change it on you. What are you going to do? But we really have come a long way since my high school years, when women didn't even think about doing anything athletically. So if I can help you out in any way, there are lots of places for you to write questions below, and I'm happy to work with you on an individual program as a certified personal trainer, as well as a certified running coach, and all the stuff that I do. Gotta run.